It's Tuesday, October 29th, and I was not expecting to be hunting today. So, I hunted Sunday evening at home and had a really good hunt. And I went ahead and checked my cameras after I got out of the stand, and I missed a few good opportunities over the weekend while I was hunting in Athens with Abby, and I was pretty upset about it. So I decided that I would go to class this morning, and after class, drive home and get in a tree stand. So I was very close to not doing that, because after I got out of class, I either had a 30-second drive back to my apartment or drive 2 hours home to hunt, and that's what I chose to do. So I made it out here to the farm, and as you can see, the corn is still up, which is a good thing. Getting ready to slip into the woods here, and it's almost 4 o'clock. It's about 3:55. So I'd like to be set up by 4:30, and I think that's absolutely perfect. That should give me just enough time to get this stand moved and hung up in the new set. Now, I hope I don't have to cut a whole lot of stuff, but we're going to get down here. It's a real short walk to the stand, and basically I'm honestly only moving it maybe 10 to 15 yards, and that doesn't seem like much, but I'm very confident that that's the change that I need to put myself in position to get a shot on one of these deer. So we're going to slip in the corn here and get down to the stand. So it's a little after 4:30 right now, and I'm all set up. I didn't jump any deer as far as I know, which is not normal, but I ended up moving that stand, and I didn't hang in the stand or the tree that I thought I was going to. I had a tree picked out, and I just didn't like where it was. I could shoot to the field edge like I've been able to in that other tree, but I couldn't shoot back here in the woods, which is where I saw that real nice buck the other night. So I ended up going a little bit further back in. I'm about 10 to 15 yards back in the woods, which I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that, just because when I come in here, I'm going to have to kind of crunch in the leaves and push into the woods a little bit, which I wasn't too keen on, but I like this spot.
Happy Halloween, everybody. I'm headed out to the woods right now, and it's 3:45. I drove back home from school today, went and grabbed a bite to eat, and I'm headed out to the tree now. So it's a very, very nasty day. We've had rain for the past 2 days. It's pretty much poured all day today. And if you can think of a type of weather, there's a good chance we're going to get it within the next 24 hours. So it's been in the 60s. Tonight we're going to be down to the 20s, and so huge temperature drop, which is great. Lots of rain and very, very high winds today. I think we're going to be getting gusts up to 30 miles per hour, and later tonight we're actually going to get snow. So I don't know how tonight's going to pan out, just because it is a pretty gnarly night, but I think tomorrow morning could be huge. So I'm a little anxious, just that, you know, the deer right now, I have them on a very dialed in, not necessarily pattern, but I feel like I'm this close to actually killing one. Anytime I'm not there, they show up. You know, it's just a game of cat and mouse right now, and I think if I keep hunting, I'm eventually gonna have to see and shoot one. I am just concerned that, you know, eventually these patterns are gonna change. They have to, and although I'll continue to, you know, move and adapt to what they're doing, I just really would like to get one on the ground with what they're doing right now, just because I have a pretty good idea of how they're using the woods and where they're using it and when. But we should be in the tree here in probably half an hour. We're only about 10 minutes out from the farm, so I'm excited to see, you know, how the deer move with this weather, and I look forward to the rest of the weekend spent in the woods.
I'm sitting in the corn right now. I normally walk down in the field edge, and for some reason tonight I just decided I wanted to try the corn. And normally this corn's dry as a bone and super noisy to get down through, but we've had 2 days of rain now, so I knew I'd be safe to slip down through here. I don't know what to do about the morning. I'll be in the same spot. I just don't know if there's going to be deer in the corn in the morning time, if I should take the wood line and risk spooking deer out of the woods, or just walk down through the corn again. But I slipped down here, and before walking out to my stand, I decided to look out in the woods here, and sure enough there was a couple does. I think they knew I was here. They kind of got spooky, and the one blew a few times, but they definitely weren't in a position where they could win me. They really weren't looking right at me. They just knew something was not right, which I have a feeling with as high as the winds are, any deer that I see is going to be extremely on edge, just because the woods are pretty wild right now. I actually heard a real big tree crash just a couple minutes ago. It sounded big too, but so I'm all set up. It's about 5 o'clock right now, and I ended up spooking those does again. When I came into the woods here, I thought they had worked off, but apparently they only walked a little ways. I don't think they blew, they just kind of took off. It's pretty windy, and honestly, if it weren't for the wind, tonight would be probably lights out. There's a bunch of scrapes out here behind me that need freshened up. They're covered up with leaves, and it's temperature's dropping quick. The wind does have me a little concerned. I know these gusts are getting up to about 40 miles an hour, and there's a couple dead trees pretty close to me, including one that's resting on the tree I'm sitting in. So I'm going to have to keep a close eye on that, but I'm just hoping these deer move tonight. I'm not sure how the wind's going to affect that, but I'm going to sit in here as long as I can. I hope it's still dark, but if the wind gets too bad, I might back out. But I hope that I don't have to do that, so we're going to sit here and see how the night plays out. right now, and probably about 15 minutes ago, I was faced back here where the deer normally come out of the timber. And I got a glimpse of something straight behind me, running down the field edge. And I kind of turned to look back at my peripherals, and I could tell it was a deer. So I slowly turned my head, and it was one of probably the biggest deer on this farm, standing at about 25 yards. And I definitely screwed up. I tried to turn faster than I should have to grab my bow and get the camera on him. And I think he saw me. I should have just let him continue to work down this field. Grab my bow once he started walking. And I have one 32-yard shot between a couple trees. So I definitely screwed that up. Fortunately, I don't think he knew exactly what was going on. He came in like he was chasing something. Chasing something, and I heard like a tiny little grunt, and when he spooked, he just ran about 20 yards and was looking back in the woods. There went a big tree. He was looking back in the woods when he spooked, but he wasn't looking at me. He was looking about 40 yards up from me. So I think the wind kind of has him on edge. But I don't think he really knew what happened, so. Got about 25 minutes of light. And I'm gonna sneak out of here. I hopefully don't bust him on the way out, because that's the way I gotta go. Probably push out into the cornfield a bit. And try to just cut up one of those rows. Night's not over yet, but that was disappointing.
So I made it home from this evening's hunt. I was able to slip out of there, to my knowledge, without spooking anything. So it was a great hunt, but the frustrations continue with me. Tonight I would definitely put the blame on myself. I had that buck come in, and I think I spooked him. Not real bad. I don't think he knows even what happened, really. It was so windy. And then I don't think I actually got any footage of it, but I ended up having another real nice buck come through, and I think it was chance, but I can't confirm that, and I'm not sure that I got any footage to actually be able to tell. But that was about a little after 6:30. He came through, and I thought he was going to come right out to me or out to the corn and then walk up the field edge where I could shoot him, but he actually ended up just pretty much going straight into the corn. So I'm gonna be back there in the morning. You would think something's got to give eventually, or the patterns are gonna change, and I'm pretty kind of frustrated with how things have been going so far, because I've been seeing bucks, just not been able to shoot them. So like I said, it's snowing now. Temperatures are going to continue to drop throughout the night, and the morning's going to be freezing. So you can bet that I'm going to be slipping right back in there, same tree, and hopefully, you know, tomorrow's the day.